At 60 years old, the top hat-wearing legend who defined a generation of guitar riffs has finally broken his silence about the 6 players who changed everything for him. Slash, born Saul Hudson, isn't just another name in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He's the very definition of guitar rebellion. From the smoky clubs of Los Angeles to the roaring stadiums of Guns N' Roses' glory days, his Les Paul has screamed through decades of chaos and brilliance. But now, with time as his amplifier and wisdom as his distortion pedal, Slash has stepped forward to reveal the truth about the 6 guitar heroes who sculpted his sound and shaped his life. Fans expected a routine list of big names, but Slash's tone carried the weight of confession, not vanity. He didn't just idolize these musicians, he dissected them, studied them, and transformed their techniques into his own language. It's a revelation that feels both nostalgic and defiant, a rock legend paying tribute to his own gods while quietly reminding the world that his name now stands among them. Before the fame, before the solos that would melt MTV in the late 80s, there was a boy in Stoke-on-Trent who simply couldn't put down a guitar. Slash grew up surrounded by music. His mother designed costumes for David Bowie, his father worked for record labels, and his house was a revolving door of creative chaos. But none of that prepared him for the lightning bolt that struck the first time he heard Jimmy Page play Whole Lotta Love. That was the moment young Saul Hudson realized the guitar could be a weapon, not just an instrument. He devoured everything he could. Eric Clapton's phrasing, Keith Richards' swagger, Hendrix's wild experimentation. He'd spend hours copying licks from vinyls until his fingers bled, chasing a sound that was both primal and poetic. It wasn't about fame, it was about electricity, about finding identity in 6 strings. In later interviews, Slash admitted that those teenage obsessions became the DNA of his entire career, proving that heroes aren't chosen by fate, they're chosen by fascination. By 1985, the kid with the curls and Les Paul had joined a group of misfits who would ignite one of rock's loudest revolutions, Guns N' Roses. The world met Slash through Appetite for Destruction, a record that still sounds like danger bottled in vinyl. Songs like Welcome to the Jungle and Sweet Child of Mine showcased not only raw power, but a technical elegance inherited from his heroes. Every solo was a nod to Page's melodic storytelling, Beck's phrasing, and Clapton's blues heart, but played with the street-level aggression of Los Angeles. Critics called him the bastard child of the British blues boom and Hollywood's chaos. Slash didn't just copy his idols, he translated them into the language of the 80s, giving the old gods new fire. Overnight, he became the poster boy for rebellion, proof that the lineage of guitar heroes was alive and screaming. So when Slash turned 60 and decided to publicly list his 6 ultimate guitar heroes, fans leaned in closer than ever. In a rare reflective tone, he named them one by one: Eric Clapton for his soul, Jimmy Page for his mystique, Keith Richards for his groove, Jimi Hendrix for his fearless innovation, Jeff Beck for his emotional phrasing, and Rory Gallagher for his raw honesty. 6 men, 6 styles, 6 pillars of modern guitar music. What shocked people wasn't the names themselves, but the humility with which Slash spoke about them. He described Clapton as the architect, Page as the illusionist, Hendrix as the storm, Beck as the painter, Richards as the heartbeat, and Gallagher as the fire. It was a poetic roll call, like a general saluting his generals. Slash emphasized that each one taught him something different, not just notes, but attitude, phrasing, and the art of making imperfections sound perfect. To understand Slash's reverence, you have to listen closely to his solos. Clapton's influence lies in the bends, smooth, crying notes that sound like human emotion turned electric. From Keith Richards, Slash learned groove. That swagger and riffs like Paradise City is pure Rolling Stones DNA. Jimmy Page gave him a sense of danger, that feeling that a solo might collapse at any second but somehow lands perfectly. Hendrix gifted him freedom, the courage to let chaos breathe. Jeff Beck added sophistication, subtle shifts between distortion and melody that make Slash's tone instantly recognizable. And Rory Gallagher, perhaps the most underrated of them all, taught him purity, the idea that passion matters more than perfection.
Each influence merged into the Frankenstein's monster that is Slash's sound, a creature stitched together from 6 masters, yet undeniably alive on its own. When asked why none of his heroes came from newer generations, Slash laughed and said, "Because everything I do is rooted in the blues." Beneath the heavy riffs and arena anthems lies a deep connection to Muddy Waters, B.B. King, and Robert Johnson, the ancestral ghosts behind every note he plays. His 2024 album, Orgy of the Damned, was a direct love letter to those roots, revisiting songs that first inspired his idols. For Slash, the blues isn't nostalgia, it's survival. It's the heartbeat of rock, the reminder that every flashy solo must come from a place of pain or joy.
This philosophy explains his loyalty to older guitarists. They built the emotional framework modern players now decorate. Of course, the internet exploded with arguments the moment Slash's list went public. "No Eddie Van Halen?" cried one fan. "What about Stevie Ray Vaughan?" wrote another. But Slash stood firm. He respected those legends deeply, but insisted the 6 he named were the ones who shaped him, not merely impressed him. That distinction sparked passionate debates across forums and podcasts. Critics claimed the list reflected nostalgia. Supporters said it represented authenticity. In truth, it was both. Slash wasn't trying to rewrite history. He was mapping his own. At 60, he had earned the right to be honest without apology. The beauty of his revelation lay in its imperfection, a reminder that influence isn't democratic, it's deeply personal. Hitting 60 isn't easy for a man who's lived life in guitar solo tempo, yet Slash wears it like a badge of honor. In interviews, he jokes that his hands still move faster than his eyesight, but behind the humor lies gratitude. He's outlasted addictions, band breakups, and changing musical eras. Today, he performs with the same fire, but far more clarity. Naming his heroes wasn't an act of nostalgia, it was therapy, a full-circle moment of acknowledgement. He finally had the distance to appreciate where his sound came from and where it was going. The kid who once copied riffs from vinyl now mentors young players chasing his tone. The torch had officially passed, from Page to Slash, and from Slash to whoever dares next. When you trace Slash's career line, it's hard not to see how he's become exactly what his heroes were to him. His tone is studied in music schools, his solos analyzed note by note, and his influence stretches from hard rock newcomers to pop icons borrowing his licks. Slash doesn't pretend to be a prophet. He calls himself a student who never stopped practicing. That humility explains his longevity. Every hero he admired left fingerprints on his playing, and now countless younger artists wear his. It's a perfect musical genealogy. 6 masters inspired one disciple who became a master to millions. His recent collaborations, from blues revivals to global tours with Guns N' Roses, prove that authenticity never ages. It just changes distortion pedals. So what really happened when Slash finally named his 6 guitar heroes? Nothing short of a generational handshake. It wasn't a list, it was a legacy statement, a reminder that greatness comes from gratitude.
Slash showed that even the fiercest rocker can bow his head to the ones who paved the road. And perhaps that's the biggest revelation of all. Behind the sunglasses and riffs, he's still that kid chasing the perfect bend from his bedroom floor. His heroes changed everything for him, and through him, they changed everything for us. As the reporter's lights fade and the Les Paul feedback hums, one truth remains. Rock and roll isn't dead. It's just passing the torch, 6 strings at a time.